Hello all and welcome back to my channel. My name is Pandey and today we are going to talk about how to deploy and set up Intune Lab. So in the last module we talked about more about prerequisites and Intune deployment scenario. In this module we are going to talk about Intune requirements like supporting operating system and browser as well as a network configuration requirement and bandwidth. We're going to talk about ways to reduce the network bandwidth uses as well as how to sign up for Microsoft free Intune trial lab. Then we will check the Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center portal very first look and then configure the required setting in Admin Center portal so that we can use it for further purpose. And then last we will see commonly used portal in a day-to-day operation and its uses. So before setting up Intune infrastructure, we must know that what are the supporting operating system and browsers by Intune as well as network configuration requirement and bandwidth, so that we can plan how we are going to manage the unsupported operating system in our infrastructure. Currently, Intune is supporting all client operating systems like Windows and Mac as well as mobile device operating systems such as Android, iOS or iPad. Intune is also supporting all the latest browser available in the market like Microsoft Edge and Microsoft Explorer, which is a Microsoft product, as well as Firefox and Safari for Mac OS management. Now let's talk about network configuration requirement and bandwidth. So now we know that Intune is a cloud-based solution which needs internet connection to deploy and manage the device. So when an admin is going to deploy anything on the device, then there must be some data downloaded in form of policy or content on the device. As an admin, we should know what is the data size which machine is going to download and the frequency of download. This table is showing type of content machine is going to download and their approximate size as well as the frequency. Now let's talk about a little bit more on the content type, appropriate size of the content and the frequency and details. So when we are going to deploy or machine is going to download Intune client installation file, then the size is approximately 125 MB, which is a one-time activity. In case of client enrollment package for Windows devices, the size is approximately 15 MB and it's again a one-time activity. Similarly, for endpoint protection agent, the size is around 65 MB and again it's a one-time activity. Additional downloads are possible when there are update for the content type. Okay. In the same way, if you want to manage a policy, the policy agent size is around 3 MB and it's again a one-time activity. If you want to manage some client operation on daily basis, then it's a daily task. Okay, and the size, approximately size of the content is close to 6 MB. The Intune client regularly communicates with the Intune services to check for update and policies and to report the client status to the services. Okay, in case of software update deployment, the sizes depends upon the type and the content of the update or the feature update. Okay, it's a monthly activity. Microsoft is releasing the patches on every month, second Tuesday of, okay, and based on the patch and the version of the device, machine is going to download the patch. So we cannot predict what is the size, approximate size of the download. Okay, in the same way, when you talk about software deployment, right, we cannot predict. I mean, we know that X product, X software is having this much of size and machine is going to download that, but for each and every package the size is different. Okay, so this is all about network configuration requirement and bandwidth. Now we know that machine is going to download the content and data and also going to consume some network bandwidth. As an admin, we need to plan to reduce the network bandwidth during business hours so that user will be more productive and also improving the user experience. There are mainly 4 ways an admin can use to reduce the network consumption. We can use proxy server to cache the content. So a proxy server can cache the content to reduce duplicate downloads and reduce the network bandwidth. Second option is to use delivery optimization. So delivery optimization let admin use Intune to reduce bandwidth consumption when Windows 10 device download application and updates. By using a self-organizing distribution cache, a kind of on-prem server, and download can be full from traditional servers. In Intune, we have a separate delivery optimization configuration profile to manage the network bandwidth. Third option we have is to configure the background intelligence service, also known as bits, during business hour on the Windows computer to reduce the network bandwidth. Fourth option is to use a branch cache. So Intune can use branch cache to reduce wide area network WAN traffic. This is a traditional way of reducing the network bandwidth and very useful when you are using device in a co-management scenario. Now we are going to discuss how to install or deploy or to create a trial Intune lab. So to sign up for Microsoft Intune free trial, we need to follow the following steps. We need to navigate to the Intune setup account page using this URL, or just type Intune free trial in any browser and use the very first option for creating Intune Tenant. So when we will get a similar kind of screen, and we just need to enter your email address and the click next. Then click setup account to create a new account and add your name, phone number, company name, company size and region, and then click next. In company name you can use any name. I'm using self as my company name. Then we need to click on send verification code to verify the phone number you added in the previous step, and then add the verification code and click verify. After verification, we need to add a domain name. Your name will be added before .onmicrosoft.com. We can later change the domain name by adding custom domain name. Then confirm your details and fill the required fields and click save. In registration number, you can fill any number like 00 and save it. Now your free Intune trial tenant is ready for further configuration and deployment. You will also receive a confirmation mail in your registered email ID. You can click on start and start exploring console, or you can also log in later by using endpoint.microsoft.com portal with admin account. To log in Microsoft Endpoint Admin Center portal, open any browser in device and enter https://endpoint.microsoft.com in address bar and authenticate with the user ID that we gave during setup and sign in. So let's talk about additional configuration setting. The very first setting is to set the MDM authority to Intune and enable automatic enrollment. MDM authority is by default set to Intune. If it is not, then we need to set it properly. Enable automatic enrollment is required when we want to enroll the device in Intune Tenant automatically when user is signing on Windows devices with Azure Active Directory account. So important point is that automatic MDM enrollment is only available for Azure AD Premium subscription. If we do not have Azure AD Premium subscription, then we need to purchase it. For lab purpose, we can use a free 1 month free EMS subscription, which includes Azure AD Premium license. This setting can be configured either in Intune portal or we can configure in Azure AD portal. The second step is to configure your custom domain name. This is an optional setting. So if organization has its own custom domain name and they want to use it without .onmicrosoft.com domain, then we can change it in Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal. We need to add it, verify and configure custom domain name. For example, chander.pandey@intunedemo.com instead of chander.pandey@intunedemolab.onmicrosoft.com. Custom domain name is useful when organization wants user to sign in with on-prem account which they are currently using. There are some other configuration required to use this, like installation and configuration of Azure Active Directory connector and synchronization of on-prem user device and group. So this setting, custom domain setting, can be configured either in Azure portal or in Office 365 portal. The third configuration is to assign the license. So Microsoft Intune license is required to manage the device and user. So very commonly used subscription is Enterprise Mobility Plus Security, which is EMS license, and Enterprise Mobility Plus Security subscription also includes both Azure Active Directory Premium subscription plus Microsoft Intune. So this setting you can configure in either in Office 365 portal or Azure portal, or even you can configure this in Intune portal. Apart from these configuration, there are some additional settings like creating conditional access policies, enable multi-factor authentication, enable enterprise state roaming in Azure Active Directory, and create custom company branding. Now let's talk about commonly used portal and its use, which as an admin we should know. In bigger organization, each portal is managed by different team for easy administration. As an admin, we can create custom role to provide the access based on the requirement in these portals. So the very first portal is your Intune portal, also known as Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center portal. Intune portal is a web-based portal which helps Intune administrator to configure, manage, and monitor device, users, deployments, reports from a single web app consoles. The URL path of Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center portal is https://endpoint.microsoft.com. The another portal is Azure portal. It's again a web-based unified console that provides UI interface. Alternatively, we can use command line tool. With the help of Azure portal, we can manage Azure subscription using a graphical user interface. We can build, manage, and monitor everything from single web app to the complex cloud deployment in this portal. The URL path of Azure portal is https://portal.azure.com. The third portal is Admin 365 Admin Center portal, which is again a web-based portal, and this is used to manage user account and configuration settings for Office 365 subscription services, including Exchange Online and SharePoint Online. We can also add custom domain, assign license from this portal as well. The URL path of Admin Center 365 portal is https://admin.microsoft.com. Let's start checking how to create a free Intune trial lab as well as the additional configuration which we need to do after lab creation, as well as the commonly used portal. So now I am on my browser. I'm just going to type Intune free trial and then click enter. Now the very first option is start try Microsoft Intune for free. We need to click here and then little bit down, and then we have to click on Intune setup page. It's going to load the same kind of setup file. Like we can say that here we need to provide our email ID and then click next, and then finish. So steps are already there in the previous slides. Just follow those steps and we should be good to create a free trial lab. Let's start exploring the different console and then we will start creating the additional settings. So I already pinned or bookmarked all the commonly used portal, like as you can see that Microsoft for Intune we have endpoint.microsoft.com, for Azure we have portal.azure.com, and for O65 we have admin.microsoft.com. So I'm going to log in with in Intune portal. So I'm going to, it's okay, I need to provide the password. Okay. And now I just need to click yes. So, and now it's going to load. This is going to load, and then now this is the very first landing page of Microsoft and Endpoint Manager Admin Center portal. As you can see that I have created, I have given my company name as self. That's why it's showing my company name as self. My domain is Intune demolab.onmicrosoft.com. I'm logged in with my admin credentials. Chander Pandey @ Intune demolab.onmicrosoft.com is my domain, and we have multiple options here. We can configure device, we can manage the application, we can configure endpoint securities, reports, user groups, and tenant administration. Let's talk about the tenant administration. So when you're going to install the lab with this process, then I told you that Microsoft is going to by default enable the admin authority as set to Intune only. Okay, so my admin authority is already configured properly. I have a Intune license. Total license is 1, total license 25, out of which 1 license is already assigned on my account. Okay, we will explore all these things in a next module. For now I just want to show you how the very first how the console looks like. And now I'm going to open the another portal, which is portal.azure.com, and we'll see that, oops, I want to open in new tab. So it's going to load again. It's my task. Again, the account name and password. We need to just put the account name and password. If you are authorized to access this portal, then you can access this portal. So now you can see that I'm on this Azure Microsoft Azure portal. Okay, I can explore all the services resides within this Azure portal. Okay, we have a Azure Active Directory. Let's log into the Active Directory. Within Active Directory we can create users, we can assign license, we can configure multi-factor authentications, conditional access, and many more things. And let me simultaneously log into the Office 365 portal. So this is the third portal which is mainly used for license assignments as well as user creation and subscription also. So this is Microsoft 365 Admin Center portal, and as you can see that here also you can create users, you can check how many users are active, you can check the billings also, you can configure, you can purchase service, you can manage the license, you can check the license, billing account, and all that. You can set up the custom domain here. Okay, so these are the 3 commonly used portal. Okay, and if you are in an organization where you need to manage these all 3 portal, then you need to explore these 3 portals a little bit more. Now let's start configuring the additional settings. So right now I'm in Intune portal, Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center portal. The very first setting we need to check is Intune administration. We need to check whether MDM authority is set to Intune or not. We have already configured, or in Microsoft is already configured this MDM authority to Intune. We are good on that part. Now we need to configure automatic enrollment. Now I'm going to click on enroll devices, and under Windows enrollment section I'm going to click on automatic enrollment. So as we already discussed that automatic enrollment is not by default enable, as well as if we don't have a Azure AD premium subscription, it's not going to show here. Okay, so another important point is that we can configure, we can purchase the license from here also just by clicking this, and then we need to purchase the Azure AD premium subscription or EMS subscription. You can purchase the license from within the admin center portal, or we can log into the Azure portal, and within Azure portal, if you go to Azure Active Directory, within Azure Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, we have mobility, MDM and MM, also the same feel and look like. Okay, we don't have any feature okay, so if you click here Microsoft Intune, the same thing we are able to see here also. Automatic MDM enrollment is available only for Microsoft Azure premium subscription, so you can purchase from anywhere. I'm going to click here. I can purchase Azure AD premium subscription, which is a free trial, or I can go with Microsoft Mobility plus Security 5 license. So I'm now going to purchase this one, and then I'm going to activate it. It's taking some time, it might take some time, and then it's showing that successfully activated Enterprise Mobility plus EC trial. Let me refresh this window and see and check whether the automatic enrollment is enabled or not. It might take some time in some cases. If it is taking some time, we need to give some time, and then come back again in the same location and see whether MDM authority as well as the automatic enrollment section is showing yes or not. Still loading. Meanwhile, I'm going to check in Azure portal also. Let me refresh this. Let me see again. Now it's checking, and then still loading. Let me close this window, and then I'll log in again and then see whether automatic enrollment section is visible or not. Now we can see that this automatic enrollment option is enabled for further configuration. By default, MDM user scope and MAM user scope is set to none. So what does it mean? That if any user is going to log in on Windows 10 devices with their Azure directory account, then they are going to register in Azure AD, but they are not going to enroll in Intune. So if you want to enable it, we have a two option. Either we can go to some, and then we can select any group. Group should be a user group, because that is targeted on a user, not a device. Or you can enable it for all. Okay, so because this is my lab environment, I am going to enable it for all. But if you want to test it, then you need to create a small group and then add first that group, and then if you are okay with that, then move from some to all. Now, so this configuration wise, very first configuration is configured. Our Intune authority is set to Microsoft Intune, and our automatic enrollment is also there. Now the second thing we need to configure is the custom domain. So custom domain is not a mandatory configuration, but most of the organization, they already using some domain, and they want user to use those domains. That's why they are configuring in Azure portal. So I don't have a custom domain right now. Okay, but I'll show you how to configure this. Okay, we can configure this from Azure portal as well as from Microsoft 365 portal. So I'm going to show you, just a minute. I'm just not showing all options.
Okay, so I'm going to click on Azure Active Directory, and then here we have a option called custom domain name, and then you can add a custom domain name. Okay, you can add a custom domain name and then proceed further. Same thing we can do from admin center, Office 365 admin center portal also. We can log in to that portal, and then we can configure, we can add a custom domain and then proceed further. In Microsoft Office 365 portal, we need to go to setting option. Yeah, and then in under setting option, we have a domain name. We can add a domain. We can, and then we can proceed to add a custom domain within that blade. And then once the domain name is created, we can create a user name with that domain name. Okay, we can say that here, add a domain name. We can add a domain name here. For an example, if I have a contoso.com, we can add here. And then now the third requirement is to assign a license. So for license assignment, I can use Azure portal, or I can use Office 365 portal, or even I can use Microsoft Admin Center of Intune portal to assign a license. To assign a license from Azure portal, sorry, for Microsoft Admin Center portal, we need to, you go to the user section and then search for the user on which you need to assign a license. Okay, this is my lab environment, so I don't have much user. So either I can create a new user, or I can assign license to my admin account. So admin account is already have a Intune license, but I'm going to add mother license. So one important point is that license, before assigning license, make sure that the user is associated with any location. If user is not associated with any location, then we cannot assign a license. Okay, under setting, yeah, that is under setting. User's location is India is already configured, so I don't need to configure anything. Then I just need to go to the license, and then assign. So by default, Intune license is already assigned. I just need to assign the other license. So I have a enterprise mobility and security 5 license. I just need to select all, and we can see that what all things we are getting when we are purchasing this enterprise. Like we are getting Microsoft Defender for identity, Microsoft Defender for cloud apps, Azure Information Protects Premium P2 and P1, and the Azure Rights Management Intune Azure Active Directory P2 license, which we discussed that it's required, and to enable automatic enrollment, Microsoft Azure multi-factor authentication, Azure Active P1 license, and then Microsoft Intune. Click save, and the user is getting a license, and user can perform the user can enroll the device.
I hope this is an informative video for you. Thank you very much for watching this video.